This is the world's first live, daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is a special broadcast of the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite social platform. It's time to queer up the news. This is the first ever LGBTQ plus news show broadcasting from Alpine, Europe. Our nonprofit 501c3 travel club has partnered with Fort Lauderdale's Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church to travel to where the hills are alive with the sound of music in Alpine, Europe. Nearly 60 people from LGBTQ plus America have traveled with our news show to Austria, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein. Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community: Latino, lesbians, and queer women, trans, queer culture students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community. Queer News Tonight is literally out of the closet and into the headlines. This evening, we bring you the news of and a perspective representing the LGBTQ plus community. Our community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Thursday, September 26th, 2024.
Well, Queer News Tonight has this very special experience in one of the most charming Cinderella-like villages in Bavaria. That is Mittenwald, and that's where I am right now. Anchor at Queer News Tonight, Al Ferguson, and joining me is anchor Glen Weinzimer.
Thank you for remembering. You said this is where I am. I was worried you weren't going to say, and I got to say,
I wasn't going to mention you. Well, you're not Faye, so...
no, I'm not.
Everyone knows our anchor, Glen Weinzimer, the owner of Bona restaurant, Italian restaurant, on Wilson Drive, and the founder and director of the Smart Ride that raised $16 million. Congratulations again to you. And as I said, Queer News Tonight is here in the Alpine region of Europe for Oktoberfest, and we are broadcasting from all over. And Glenn and I are telling you about this beautiful village of Mittenwald. But before we talk about Mittenwald, let's queer up travel. Queer News Tonight's rail and sail journey to Austria's inland sea. Now, there's a lot of things in that sentence that might sound contradictory, but in the heart of the Alps, they have a lake called a Schanzsee, and it means the inland sea. And we have visited today. And we're showing you some of the images of that. To get to this gigantic lake.
We took a choo-choo train.
We took a choo-choo train. Is that what it's technically called?
What I would call it. It was. Yeah. I felt like we were a little bit of Disney, but it was real.
Yes. It's actually called the Schanzsee Bahn, which is a steam train. And it's the oldest steam train in Europe. It's been operating for 140 years. And it is a cog train. We have very few of them in the United States, so the pictures that we show you may seem unfamiliar to you because it is a train that is designed to climb a very steep mountain or lower into a very steep valley. What did you think about the train experience today?
I wasn't expecting what we did, and it was amazing going straight up there, and the Alps are spectacular. Every time we thought we were leveling out, it went up even higher. It was beautiful.
Yeah. It's
and we had a cute conductor.
Yeah.
I have a picture of him. Wait, let me show you.
Wait, I'll look at that later. And for sure, I'm going to look at that later. It's a narrow gauge train that gets you to this lake high in the Austrian Alps. We were about an hour east of Innsbruck. And the very unique thing about coming to Europe, very different than the United States, very different than the West. For the LGBTQ community that is very well traveled, as we know you are, it's very different because we take the train, this cog train, 140 years old, up over a mountain and then down to the lake. And we literally pulled up at the lake. And right next to the train, you step off the train and you step on to a sightseeing boat. And we boarded a ship that sailed the entire length of the Ashanti Sea, from one end called Sea Spitz to the other end called Scholastica. And
I love all these names.
Yeah.
Sea Spitz, Galactica. It's like we're being, it's like Star Trek in some of these words. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you're familiar with German, right?
I'm very familiar with German. And I've been looking behind me the whole time we've been here. There's a history I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. It's a fun place to visit today.
And everyone's really nice.
And we took the cruise, and I watched you. You drink a huge beer. I mean, like
something I never do. I never drink beer.
It was like the size of 4 or 5 beers. It was gigantic.
It was like more than 10 inches.
Yeah. Okay, there's that too.
Well, size matters.
Always. What did you think about the cruise on the Ashanti?
Same thing. It was just beautiful. The sun was shining. We had an amazing day. And just being out there, it was awesome. And all the people watching, everyone else from other countries and stuff that were sharing the boat with us. Yeah. It was like a nice end to the day. It was almost peaceful.
Yeah. And then we got off of the boat and we drove over the Alps, literally, about an hour away to this village that you're seeing pictures of now called Mittenwald. Mittenwald is
say it like a Bavaria. Mittenwald.
Yes, Mittenwald is in Bavaria. We are approximately an hour south of Munich. We're here for Oktoberfest, and this is really considered the quintessential fairy tale-like village of Bavaria. Lots of shops and restaurants, small hotels, and we're getting ready to
look for my Prince Charming, because as long as there are these castles and stuff.
Yeah.
Where else would you go?
Well, there's gay King Ludwig.
He's dead.
He's dead.
That's not good. I might get him.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, we're here in Mittenwald, and it's charming. I really wish we could bring this village out of the screen for you to experience. What do you think about Mittenwald so far?
So far, it's great. There's lots of shops. I love to shop, so it's fantastic. And there's lots of little coffee places. Yeah. And the church that we're going to be going to is spectacular. Yeah. And I think it's amazing. So I get the going to get to perform there. Well, not perform there, but just
service there. Lots of shops, so you're definitely now gay, for sure.
There was never a question.
There was never a question, clearly.
Clearly.
So we're here in Mittenwald. We wanted to give you just a little taste of what Queer News Tonight is doing in the attractions and some of the places we're visiting. Last question for you, Glenn. For LGBT, back in South Florida, Wilton Drive, people come into Bona Restaurant. What would you say about why the queer community should come out in Europe?
It would be the same thing I would say about leaving the United States and seeing the world. If life is very short, and there's so many of us come from this part of the world. I mean, a good portion of everyone that I know, our history comes from Germany, Austria, Poland, the Czech Republic, and to be able to come back here, and we make jokes about Disney and how Disney's so fake and whatever, but when you come here and you see the castles, you know what inspired him.
Yes.
All these villages, like we could be, and I hate to degrade this by saying we could be at Disney, but it is Disney-esque, but it's real. Like these aren't facades.
Yeah, that's a perfect soundbite of the experience that we're having. It's Disney-esque, and we're experiencing the real thing. We encourage you in this travel segment that we're doing, get out and see the world. And one of the top places that you want to get to is Alpine, Europe. Now, continue to keep watching Queer News Tonight. We're broadcasting for 2 weeks all over the Alpine region. We have so many fun things.
You have that many outfits?
Yeah. Well.
You just can't repeat it.
Yeah.
Well,
we have so many things to show you, and we're going to.
that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. If our community is important to you, share this video on your favorite social media. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. Tune in daily on this historic queer news broadcast from Alpine, Europe. We will be broadcasting across Austria, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein. No queer news show has ever been done like this ever before. And that is exactly what Queer News Tonight is all about. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ plus world. We wish you good night.